Hey, Shalom. Shalom, giving all praises, all glory, all honors unto Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 rest and hopeful elect out there. This is your brother, the preacher, I1 from GMS Atlanta. Back with another edifying video. And we have an update to the Neuralink, the brain implant company that is owned by Elon Musk, the former head of the Department of Government Efficiency under President Trump, aka Nero Caesar, in the reincarnation in this new presidency. And this article that I have here is further proof that GMS is right. You know, this is something that we've been talking about for years, about these implantable microchips that have been in development for decades now, and we're seeing a mainstream run of, or at least mainstream reporting on this technology. Because what we teach here at Great Millstone GMS Israelites is that according to Revelation, the 13th chapter and the 16th verse, that the beast is going to cause and mandate everyone around the world, especially in Europe and America, which they're both a part of NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. They're going to push this implant technology real hard. And they're going to mandate all their citizens to get it. And that mandatory implantation will be the fulfillment of Revelation 13 and 16, the mark of the beast. So I had this article from Reuters, and it says, Musk Neuralink to test brain chips in clinical study in Great Britain. So Elon Musk, he's done 3 tests starting from last year, 2024. He's done 3 tests so far in America. I believe he's got a trial in Canada. As a matter of fact, this might be actually, I think he has 4. All right, they have one in Canada, and now he wants to do one here in, well, not here, but over there across the pond in the UK or Great Britain. So this is from July 31st, 2025. I thought it was, because I looked this up. Right, so I thought that this was, from the 1st. But that's okay. Okay, yeah, I thought it was updated yesterday. But today is the July 2nd, 2025. So let's get into this. It says Elon Musk brain implant company Neuralink said on Thursday it will launch a clinical study in Great Britain to test how its chips can enable patients with severe paralysis to control digital and physical tools with their thoughts. The company is partnering with the University College London Hospitals Trust and Newcastle Hospitals to conduct the study, it said in a post on X, right, which is Twitter. Okay, let me see here. Neuralink said patients living with paralysis due to conditions such as spinal cord injury and a nervous system disease called amyotrophic lateral sclerosis or ALS qualify to participate in the study. So, like I said, us here at GMS, we've been prophesying about this technology to come, which just proves that we're the prophets. Because we told you Israelites out there in the so-called Israelite community, we warned you in the conscious community, because Sarnetta knows about it. You Christians, you know about it. Burkhardt Malone knows. We warn everybody. The people in the world, you've been warned. You see us on the street corners. You come across our videos. So you know about the Hebrew Israelites, and you've definitely been warned about this coming technology by GMS, because these other groups, they don't push the microchip being the mark of the beast, MOTB, and then the Israelite groups that do believe it, they don't push it as hard as we do here at GMS. Okay, when I did the video, dealing with ChatGPT, it says that we are known for consistently going into the prophecies and pushing the mark of the beast, MOTB, and showing you how it relates to current events and current recent technology. So let me get the scriptures. Let's go to, of course, Revelation, the 13th chapter. And let's read what the prophecy says, because let's get down to the point to where Yahweh Shem Shai is really going to have us to stop talking, and he's going to show you Israelites these devil's horns. I just put up the video not too long ago, and I'm surprised not many of you watched it, dealing with the coming censorship or restriction of YouTube, and how they're going to put age restrictions on certain videos and content, and that's going to be the point where the famine of the word begins to happen and take place, because when you can't see certain videos, or they flag your channel or content as for children, and then you have to verify your identity, with your license or biometric scan or whatever. When these things start to take place, and that's how we know that there's going to be a time to where this truth is not going to be able to go out as freely as it has been. Because pretty much the word has gone out with free course. As it says in the scriptures, pray for us that the word of the Lord may have free course. But now that course is going to come to an end soon. We've been prophesying about these things to come for the longest. And now these internet, and it's across the board, around the world, different sites. The internet is about to get heavily censored and restricted, unless you get down with your get down with their digital ID system. And when this chip is mandated, and you have to decide life and death to take it, you Israelites are going to think about GMS been saying this. And then these leaders, unless they have a change of heart and repent, like the IUIC, IGBK, their leaders, and these other groups are their leaders, HOI, and damn near all you other Israelite groups, you pop up T-shirt, McDonald's franchise wearing Israelites, y'all are going to have to make that choice, that hour of temptation is going to come, which I call the hour of temptation. I call it the great implantation, because when they start to implant these micro C-hips on a large scale, that's when the temptation of the Israelites is going to take place, because you've been warned by the true prophets, the men of Yahweh, to not take it. We told you it was the mark of the beast, but you didn't believe us. So now let's read the prophecy, and let's just show you how this ties directly into the Neuralink. Revelation 13 and 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell. See, 16 and 17, although the verses are separated by numbers, this is one continuous statement. You got some Israelite groups breaking down the image of the beast, the 15 verses separate, and then the 16 verses separate, and the 17 verses separate. No, like IUIC, they say that the image of the beast is dealing with a picture and the worship of so-called white Jesus in Christianity. The 16th verse, they say that the mark is sin in all its form, and then the 17th verse, the Deacon Malachi says it's digital ID. No, it's all pertaining to it is pertaining to the digital ID system, but the image, that's the system. The mark is talking about the microchip that you will have to get. It will be mandated and required for you to get that in order for you to buy and sell in the coming digital ID system, which is being set up around us as I speak. It's not separate. It's all together, right? If you understand your grammar, your English language arts, you understand that a colon after a sentence, the next thing to come is a list, okay? And the list of things to come is no man might buy or sell unless you have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Look up what a colon is. Learn language arts. Understand that the Bible is not just it is a book. It is written. This one happens to be written in the King's English, King James Version. But you can understand it. So you can't separate these verses as if it's talking about something else. So when we're dealing with the forehead, right? This is why I wanted to emphasize that point. When we're dealing with the forehead, the mark in the forehead is going to be utilized for buying and selling. Okay? You can use it in your right hand for buying and selling, which plenty of people around the world have this technology. All you got to do is type in buying with the right hand. I'll do it for you. Check this out. I'll do it for you. People are using this technology right now to buy and sell with the implant in their hand. Buying items, right? Buying items with microchip in right hand. Search. Boom. Here we go. Microchip implants for payment becoming reality. A man uses chip implant to pay at gas station. Here we go. How a microchip implant works. From NBC News, ID, wallet, keys, all in your hand. Sweden moves into the future with microchipping. Nightly news. There's all these different videos. I implanted an RFID in my hand. Girl gets microchip in her arm. Look, even these Christians know Jesus, Christianity, end times. Yeah, because it's the mark of the beast. From 2 years ago, microchip the size of a grain of rice can be implanted in hand to make purchase. Mark of the beast. How Neuralink works. Sweden is implanting hand. And this isn't even GMS. These aren't Israelites putting this up. This is from Al Jazeera. English. Sweden sees microchip implant revolution. So, clearly, when you go back to the prophecy, when we're talking about having a mark in the right hand, verse 17, for buying and selling, purchasing items, it's clearly talking about the microchip implant. I mean, it's obvious. because one correlates to the other. The buying and selling corresponds to the mark, correlates to the mark in the right hand. You can't use sin like, oh, I'm gonna go to the store and buy some groceries for my family, but I'm gonna tell the cashier that although I'm an Israelite, I'm not purchasing any pork, but one of my sins was earlier this week I ate a pork sausage, so that's my sin. Can I buy these groceries? And they're supposed to tell you, yeah, because what did the IUIC say? It is sin in all its forms. That's stupid. Makes no sense. But obviously, when you can put an implant in your hand and purchase items at a cash register by using just your hand, the same way you can use your credit or debit card or your smartwatch or smartphone, then that ties into the prophecy here. So now we're dealing with the forehead. Can you use the forehead to buy and sell? Now, currently with the Neuralink, it's not possible as far as, you know what? Let me go back to the article because I have to bring this out first. And then I'll get to that. Because this is what they're doing in Great Britain. Okay? Which is a part of the beast. It is a part of NATO. Now, the UK, Great Britain is not a part of the EU any longer. Pursuant to the prophecy in Daniel, the 2nd chapter, that the fourth beast will be partly strong, partly weak, and the toes will be partly strong, partly broken. But the beast, which is NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, America and Great Britain and the UK are a part of that with the rest of Europe, which is the revival of the Roman Empire in these last days. So here it says, let me see here. Right, according to the company, and this is what I was speaking on earlier. According to the company, 5 patients with severe paralysis are currently using its device to control digital and physical tools with their thoughts. So 5 people, right? And that's it. So they're going to push this technology. They're doing their studies in Britain. Why? Because they're going to push the implant technology, the brain implant technology, not just here in America, not just in Great Britain, in the UK, all right, but all across NATO, which is the beast. The scripture says that the beast, he will cause all. And it'll be a worldwide thing because they're going to be these other nations like BRICS and these they're competing with the beast, right? And the image of the beast is this system, this Roman Empire system, which is America and Europe. Okay? So we're in this time now. So I proved that you can use these implants, right? Buying and selling. All right, look at this. Give me a 5. Hand implant allows you to pay as you go. It's from 3 years ago. So you can clearly use this technology. Look at this. 8 years ago, because we've been talking about this. Body hackers implant RFID chips to customize themselves. The Wall Street Journal. Okay? The Wall Street Journal. So you can clearly use the implant in the hand to buy and sell. Now, can you use it with the Neuralink? Let's see. So this is what I did here. So I put this into Chat GPT, and I was just asking a couple of questions. And I'm going to do my best to make this quick. So I said, what is the purpose of Neuralink? All right, Neuralink is a neurotechnology company founded by Elon Musk, and its core purpose is to create brain-computer interface technology. The goal is to enable direct communication between the human brain and external devices like computers or smartphones. And it gave me all the information right? Dealing with the miracles that it can cure paralysis, blindness, everything that Yahweh was able to cure with his spiritual power. Esau, with this technology, they're developing it to cure the same types of things. Okay. So let me see here. Now this is the point. So I say, can it be used to make purchases? Right? Can the Neuralink in the brain be used to make purchases, right? Buying and selling. It says yes. In theory, Neuralink or any advanced brain-computer interface could eventually be used to make purchases, but this is not yet a current feature. So you other Israelite groups, like Captain argument, say, see, the GMS keep going on about this chip. Yeah, they got a chip they put in the brain, but ain't nobody going to the grocery store with it. Okay, fine. And then IUIC might say the same thing. I want you you err not understanding current events and prophecy. You definitely err not knowing the scriptures, but you err not understanding the depth of technology today. So it gives me an example of how it could work in the future. If Neuralink reaches its long-term goal of enabling high bandwidth brain-to-device communication, then you could think about making a purchase. Your thoughts, such as selecting an item, confirming a transaction, will be interpreted by the implant. It would send a signal to a connected device like your smartphone or digital wallet. That device would process the transaction like tapping a card using Apple Pay or typing a password, but instantly and mentally. Think of it like using your thoughts instead of your hands to open a banking app, approve a biometric scan, confirm a payment, enter a crypto wallet, or enter a blockchain transaction. Why this isn't possible yet? Neuralink is currently in very early human trials, and I just read the article. They're doing a trial in Great Britain, and so far it has only demonstrated basic control over cursors and digital interfaces, mostly with people suffering from paralysis. Real-time purchasing through thought is many steps away and would require full integration with secure digital ID and wallet systems. Notice that although they say that this isn't a feature yet, this is part of the goals. It says ultra-precise thought recognition and intent interpretation, strong encryption and privacy protections, compliance with financial regulations, and fraud prevention. So there's a lot of legal legal hurdles they gotta get through. Right? You got security concerns. Would you like a speculative example of what a Neuralink-powered digital wallet experience might look like? So, let's see here. Here's a speculative example, and they call it something like Thought Pay. But this is, I'm not going to go through all of this here. So I think I asked one more thing here. So here we go. So I said, can someone use Neuralink? Can someone use Neuralink now to make purchases? If they use it to move the computer cursor on an online shopping website and click the appropriate options. Yes, in a limited, indirect way, someone using Neuralink could make a purchase today by using the implant to control a computer cursor and interact with an online shopping site. Remember, they're already doing that. They're already playing games and using the computer with the thought of their brain through this implant to move computer cursors and control game characters and navigate the internet and emails with with this technology. So here's how it works right now as of 2025. Neuralink has successfully allowed a human clinical trial participant, as publicly demonstrated, to move a computer cursor using only their thoughts, control a digital interface such as typing or selecting buttons. So theoretically, a Neuralink user can, this is what they can do right now, navigate to a website like Amazon or eBay, scroll through items using mental control of a cursor, click on products, add to cart and checkout by mentally selecting the appropriate fields buttons. And 5, if they set up autofill or save payment info. They could complete the transaction without typing anything, just selecting and confirming through thought-controlled input. But here's what's important to understand. It's not the same as direct. It's not direct, right? It says it's functionally similar to using a mouse, just controlled by the brain instead of hands. The user still has to mentally navigate and operate the system like anyone else would, just more slowly and deliberately. So it's the same thing that we would do with our hands, but they can move the cursor with their thoughts. All right? So, use case example. Let's say a paralyzed person with the Neuralink implant wants to order groceries. They open a web browser with their mind, navigate to Instacart, use a cursor controlled by brain signals to select items, go to checkout, click confirm purchase. This has already been demonstrated in part by Neuralink's first human subject who played online chess and used a computer without hands. So there you go. So they can use the Neuralink right now to make purchases. Okay. Yeah, using Neuralink to make purchases. So they can do that. Okay. So instead of making a video, they made like a little image. You know, they can make AI videos and stuff. You know, I was just playing around with it. But anyway, so you get the point. You know, you get the point. So you can you know, hey, we're close. Okay, the MOTB will soon come to pass. You know, the technology is already here. It's been here, but it will soon be mandated, and they're definitely making way for it. So, you know, with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. Shalom.